In 1989, Sister Emmanuel Maillard, a nun who belonged to the Beatitudes community in France, was sent by her community to Medjugorje. There, she founded the first branch of the community. During the war in the 1990s, she was active in reporting the conditions in Herzegovina, which she always related to Our Lady's mission. In time, her group of lay apostolates was formed into an organization called Children of Medjugorje, or COM. It is a non-profit organization dedicated to promoting the 5 simple messages of Our Lady: praying the Rosary, fasting, scripture reading, Holy Mass, confession. Inspired by Our Lady, Children of Medjugorje strives to encourage and maintain Christian formation of conscience everywhere. Sister Emmanuel lives in Medjugorje and regularly gives talks to pilgrims, mostly on how to meditate on the mysteries of the Rosary while reciting the prayers. She also travels widely to promote Our Lady's messages and has written many books which have been translated into 22 languages.
I see the constellations. They remind me that this life cannot be lost forever. I watch my generation. It's so evident this world will soon be gone. Will soon be gone.
My dear friends, so happy to be with you again. Today my word will be actually one word: gratitude. And I have a question to start with. Do you know what is the secret of happiness according to Little Flower? And she knew what she was talking about. She said, the secret of happiness is to find a wonderful whatever God send you. Whatever, which means, are you pleased? Are you non-pleased with what you have, what you experience? Gratitude towards God. You know, recently we heard that Our Lady will not appear to Myrina again on the 2nd day of the month. And the reaction has been generally complaint, sadness, disappointment, even a little bit of, I would say, rebellion, or definitely disappointment. And how can she do that just when the world is in crisis with this virus? So I heard all kinds of things like that. And that's not right. Why? Because remember, Our Lady does everything out of love for us. It's out of love that she decided to come on the 2nd day. And it's again out of love for us that she decided not to come anymore. You know, who is the ruler of the world? Who is the master of the world? Who has the control of the world? Is it Satan? Is it a man? No, it's God. And she's just doing what God tells her to do. So if she decided not to come, she had good reasons. You know, when a mother deprives her child from something that he likes, it's not out of nastiness. It's because she knows further. She sees further in the time that this will be good for him. So I will share with you a little conversation that I had with Vitska a few years ago. And this will give you the point. I said to Vitska, you know, I like to provoke her because when I provoke her, I get good responses. Okay, good answers. So I said to her, Vitska, when you don't see Mary anymore every day, but only once a year, that might be very, very hard for you. You know, you're so used to see her. It's like your family. And these apparitions are your daily joy and daily conversation with heaven. And when it stops, it will be very hard. So, and then she looked at me with a big smile, big light in the eyes. And she said, you know, sister, when Ali doesn't appear to me every day anymore, I will say, oh, Mother, thank you for all the days when you have appeared to me so far. Thank you for all these days when you came to me. And I will only thank her for what she's given me. That's the attitude of a Christian, of a person who is with God and with Our Lady. That's a person who really lives with Our Lady. I said Christian, but I should say Catholic for you guys, honey. I must say that in my life, sometimes I ask God something that I wished, that I wanted, that I felt it was good for me, and I would beg him, and he wouldn't give it to me. And years later I said, oh Lord, thank you for not giving that to me, because I could see why. We can't see why all of the time, but there is always a good reason. I think of Jesus. Jesus, accused by all the people, persecuted, arrested, imprisoned, killed. And if he had seen the thing from exterior, he would have been devastated. He would have left. But he knew that behind that trial, behind that suffering, behind that agony, it was the hand of the Father. The cup came from the Father. And he knew. And he loved his Father. And he knew that the plan was the salvation of the souls. So all the sufferings of Jesus, his agonies, his suffering, his torture, everything was given by the hand of the Father so that the Son could do his job, his mission, save the world. So if we see things exteriorly, we say, what a horrible situation. But when we know where it comes from, it's only love, only mercy. And thank God that Jesus suffered on the cross, because if he had not suffered, I wouldn't be saved today. And you wouldn't be saved either. So you see, we have to see further. And this is why we have to constantly, my brother and sister, give thanks to God for everything. I remember another thing from Viska. She was in the little street near her house in Biakovici in those days, she was not married yet. And there was a man of this area who was cursing God. He was an old man, cursing God loud, he was really angry against God and cursing. And why did he curse God? Because his wife just died, and he was cursing God for stealing his wife from him. So Vitka arrived. She heard those shouting, of cursing God. And she said, what are you doing? My brother, stop that. Do you think you are on earth for eternity? You should instead thank God for all the years you could stay with your wife. You've been with her for almost 50 years. Have you ever thanked God for these 50 years? You see, my friends, it's our eyes who are sick. I remember a woman, she knocked at my door, and that woman was so devastated by all kinds of trials that all her face was like down, the eyes down, the cheeks down, the chin down, the nose down, and it was really pitiful to see her. And she started telling me a long list of difficulties, of hardship, and the sufferings and persecutions and sicknesses, and I saw that he will never stop. So I said, my friend, okay, my sister, look, you came to Medjugorje to ask for the help of Our Lady. Fine, you did well. You did very well. And she's going to help you. But you have to help yourself too. So all the things you mentioned to me, all the hardship that you went through in your life, you know what? You will now take one day, 24 hours, one day, full day, when you will only thank God for everything in your life. Thank God for your husband, thank God for your son who is now on drugs, thank God for your sister who may be sick, thank God for your daughter, thank you for your health, thank you for the house you have, thank you for the job you had before, and thank God for everything, and think only to thank God. Complete from the morning to the evening, only thanksgiving. Whether you like the thing or not, only thank God for that. And she came the next day. I couldn't recognize her. Everything was up, the cheeks, the nose, the eyes. She was cheerful. And she said, "It saved me, sister. My eyes on the events of my life have changed completely. Now I see the hand of God behind." You see? And I'm sure she's now a happy woman, because instead of carrying those horrible burdens, we see the hand of God. It doesn't mean that the suffering, the pain doesn't disappear, okay? But the peace is there, the joy is there, the trust is there, you know? So, you know what we will be doing now? Change our mind. And we'll tell Our Lady, Mother, thank you for all the occasions we had to come to Medjugorje for the second day of the month. Thank you for all the time, even from home, we could read your message of the second day. Thank you for all the videos and film that we had with Miriana during the apparition. Thank you for everything you did through this apparition of the second day. Thank you for more than 20 years of monthly apparition with Miriana. That was a favor, that was an extra grace that Our Lady gave to her and to us for over 20 years. Thank you for everything you realized through that. And thank you for the present time when you don't come anymore, because you have your reason and we trust you. We trust that it is good for us. We trust that we don't behave like little children who had a toy and they don't have the toy anymore. And then, you know, no, we thank you because you did something, and now we go toward the future with what we have, and we are content with what we have. Whatever you will send, whatever you will do, whatever you will not do, whatever you will tell us, we will be so grateful. And one day you won't come anymore every day. As you said, you are not here until the return of Christ. So we thank you in advance for the day you won't appear anymore in Medjugorje, and we want to be prepared for that. And how to be prepared? To enjoy all the messages that you have given us so far. Because you said, Mother, I have more messages to give you, but you are not ready to receive them because you have not started to live them. So we will be busy live the messages that you give while you appear. We know that you are a good mother, and a mother is always busy with the formation of the child. And the formation means to give sometimes and to not give other times. So I want to invite you, my dear brothers and sisters, to decide for gratefulness, to decide for thanksgiving. Witka said, you know, the first prayers which go straight to heaven are the prayers of thanksgiving. And the more you thank God for anything you have or you don't have, the more He'll give. But if you complain for what you don't have, you won't receive much. So thank God for everything. And a beautiful attitude of the heart that Our Lady taught us is the complete abandonment in God's hands, with a complete trust. We took the hand of Our Lady. She's leading us on the way to holiness. She's leading us as a mother on the way to heaven. I want to conclude this encounter with you today with the most beautiful prayer of Charles de Foucauld, because he was a great sinner. He was in Paris, he committed all sins possible, and he converted, and his grace was to be completely abandoned in the hands of the Father. So he gave that beautiful prayer, and I want to pray that prayer with you. Father, I abandon myself into your hands. Do with me what you will. Whatever you may do, I thank you. I am ready for all. I accept all. Let only your will be done in me and in all your creatures. I wish no more than this, O Lord. Into your hands I commend my soul. I offer it to you with all the love of my heart, for I love you, Lord, and so need to give myself, to surrender myself into your hands without reserve and with boundless confidence, because you are my Father.